And welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. Okay, now let's try one thing. You see, whenever I focus my mouse here, I want this text to disappear, and then the mouse, I want it focus right inside any of these three components here. So what I am going to do now, I'm going to exit out and let's go there. I'm going to use event that is known as mouse enter and mouse leaves. So select the component. You can come straight to the properties in there. You see these events in there. Click on that and let's look for mouse enter. That is it right there. Double click inside the mouse enter and that brings you to the procedural area for mouse enter. And what I'm going to now do is I'm going to use the following lines of code using an if statement. So if txt city within dot text, if is equals that, I'm going to use an or txt city within dot text equals, let's assume there's a pound sign in there, then I want the following to happen. txt city waiting dot text, clear whatever we have in there, and we then want the mouse to get focus in there, and that is all there is to that. So that's the mouse enter taken care of. Let's take care of mouse leaves. Why my cursor is right inside this procedural area, I'm going to come right here, drop that down, and let's select mouse leaves. When the mouse leaves, we want the following to happen. So I'm just going to copy all of this and just change things around, paste it right in there. When the mouse leaves, if is empty, I want this to become dead. That is it. Okay, as soon as the mouse leaves, this is what's going to happen. Alright, so let's run it, then we'll see how that's going to work. As soon as my mouse enter, there we go, mouse leaves, mouse enter, mouse leaves, mouse enter. Let's assume there's a pound sign in there, something like that. Mouse leaves, mouse enter. There we go. So let's repeat the same thing for the other two components. So come right down here and double click on these components, and right in there you can come right here and just select mouse enter, mouse enter. Okay, I'm also going to select mouse leaves, so the both of them are there. So mouse enter, I can copy everything that I have in there and just change it around as mouse enter, paste that in there. Now change the name, and that is become txt basic salary there, and here as well. There, that is that taken care of. Now if we come into mouse leaves and paste all of that in there and just change this around, get rid of this, and in here enter, there, get rid of the focus. That is taken care of as well. So let's take care of the last one, the overtime. Come right down here, double click on the overtime, change the procedure to mouse leaves and mouse enter, mouse enter. Now grab hold of mouse leaves as well, there. Okay, mouse, let's grab hold of this, that's mouse enter. So I'm going to change the names around, and that is overtime. Overtime here. Overtime and overtime here. There we go. Now I'm going to copy this and just use it for mouse leaves. Paste that in there. Get rid of all of these. And in here we have, and get rid of the focus. And that's it, done. So the three components are taken care of. Save that. Let's run it and see how it's going to work. There we go. Mouse enter. We can enter whatever in there. There we go. And that's it. So let's assume it's empty. If it's empty, we need to see this one because it's empty. Get rid of that. Mouse leaves. Let's come back in here. Mouse leaves. Okay, that's fine. It's working. Alright. All taken care of. Now that all of that is taken care of, let's do one thing. This is now the most important part of it. You see the payments. Whatever you enter in here, we want to be able to add up the payments. With the payments, first of all, let's enter the three variables: inner city, and whatever we have inside, let's say txt, or we can just convert that if you want. Let's convert it. Convert dot to double, and whatever we have inside txt city within dot text. There, whatever we have in there is now stored right in here. Now the next one is going to be basic pay. That will be equals, let's get that converted as well, and that's going to be txt basic pay dot text. Now overtime will be equals, let's get it converted as well, txt overtime dot text. There. Okay, now I'm going to convert all of this data in here. I'm going to convert them to, let's just add a pound sign to them. Just copy this as well, paste that, and copy this one. There we go. Now I'm going to use this VBA method. I'm just going to say format whatever you have inside inner city that is stored in here, and I want that converted to pound sign. So I'm going to enter an hash, comma, double hash, this is 0.00. There, the first one is taken care of, so I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. And let's change it around. Enter the variable basic pay in there, and in here we enter overtime. There we go. I'm going to run it so that you guys see what I'm trying to achieve here. So let's run that. Run. Now enter whatever you want in there, and here as well, and here. Let's assume I was meant to click on this payment. There we go. You see that? So that's the whole idea. Alright, so let's exit out. Now let's do the following. Tax, that's one of the variables I was declared right up there. I'm going to say equals whatever we have inside inner city, this one here, grab whatever we have inside inner city plus basic pay plus overtime. There we go. And to work out the tax, I just made up this. So multiply everything by 9, and then we divide it by 100. So that's my own method of it. If you guys have another way to work that out, go ahead and do that. So that is for tax taken care of. Alright, multiply and divide by 100. Now for I'm going to copy this. Let's say pension. For the pension, I'm going to repeat the same thing. The pension, maybe you have to pay about 12% of your wages. That's the pension. And now let's have a look at the student loan. Student loan, and I'm assuming you're paying about, let's say maybe 3% or 5%. Yeah. And the NI payment, let's say that is about 3%, and that is it right here, 3%. Now that that is done, we now want to display all of these straight into their various components. So let's say txt tax, no, it's LBL, it's not a txt, LBL tax. There we go, right there. The text equals, I'm just gonna grab hold of all of these. I want it formatted straight away and change this to tax. That's for the tax taken care of. There. Now we're going to repeat the same thing for the others. LBL pension, the text, copy that and paste, and change it to pension. Then LBL student loan, paste, changes to student loan. There. Now LBL, let's say LBL NI payments. Let's grab hold of all of this, paste it here, and NI payment, paste that right here. So every single calculation is now entered into their respective components. So let's run that and see how that's going to look like for now. Run. Let's see, there we go. Now enter the waiting allowance, basic pay, and overtime. Let's say maybe about £12. There we go. And that is it. So those are all the deductions. We now need to add all of these together, store them in here, and the gross pay, which is going to be adding all of these together, then we deduct this from this. So let's do that to get the next pay, to get the net pay. Now I'm going to create two. Yeah, let's do it in there. I'm going to create two local variable. And the first one I'm going to call it deduct. Let's say deduct as double. And what are we deducting? I'm going to first of all add up everything we have in here. Tax plus pension plus student loan and plus payment. There. So all of this is stored right inside deduction. So all the calculation in there is stored right here. So let's take care of the gross pay. So I'm going to declare another one, and I'll just call that gross as double. And that is going to be equals the following. Just grab hold of all of this and paste that right in here. There. Now, we now want to do this. So let's say LBL gross pay dot text. We need to get that converted. Okay, let's say we can just say convert. This is another method. Convert format to currency. What are we formatting to currency? Gross pay. Just grab hold of this. So this is another method that you can use. Okay. Now we need to now work out deduction. Deduction is going to be LBL deduction dot text. I can use this method as well. So it's all the same. So let's see which one will suit what we want to do. There's no harm in playing around. Paste that in there. And here that's going to be deduct. Paste that here. There we go. Now, net pay. So I'm going to say LBL net pay dot text. Undo that. To copy this. Paste that in here. Net pay, that's going to be the gross, and subtract deduction. There we go. There. Okay, let's try this out. So run the program and enter the waiting allowance in there, and in here basic pay. That's a lot of money. And there, click on payments. There we go. Look at that. And let's assume we have all of this information for this guy. So all that is just left for us now is this. We need to work this out and take care of the pay slip here. Now let's go back into payments. Back in our payment here, underneath the net pay. I've already calculated that in here. Okay, we want whatever is in there, I want it stored inside the period. I have period? Yeah, I do. Okay, grab hold of period. Double click on that. And I'll come right down here. So period equals whatever we have inside, whatever we have inside tax period. So that is going to be equals LBL tax period, LBL tax period dot text. So this is text and this is declared as text as well, so I don't need to convert, so that is fine. We can now come into the, let's go into LBL taxable pay dot text. That will be equals, let's get it formatted, tax multiplied by period. There. And that will give us, that should be format, that will give us the taxable for the year so far. And let's convert it to pound sign. Grab hold of this, paste that here. Now we also need to take care of the pensionable. I can copy all of this, come down here, just enter LBL pensionable, paste that in there, and that will be pension multiplied by period. Pension multiplied by period, and that's it. Okay, so have a good look at that. Take it from the top here. There. Now let me run that. Run. Let's see. So we enter something in there. Let's increase that. And click on total. There we go. See that? Now let's take care of this. First of all, when I click on this button, I want you to clear. Okay. I think there's an error because when I clicked on it twice, the system gave me an error. So let's do that again. Okay, and click there. And if I mistakenly click on this, you see that. Okay, I'm going to change this, get rid of that, and let's just change this to by value. Yeah, by value. That will get it sorted. Get rid of all of this, make it value. Okay, instead it will default back to 0. Alright, by value, that's fine. Let's try that out again. Now, and whatever we have in here, there we go. There, that is fine, no error. Okay, now let's take care of the payslip. So the payslip is called RT payslip. In the first place, I'm going to clear whatever we have in there because remember it's individual payslip. There. Now RT is going to take in the following, and we just need to say rt.append text. The very first text that I want you to append will be the title. So I'm going to first of all, let's say VB tab. So I'm going to copy that and need that twice. Close tab again and close. And the name is going to be, let's just call it Pan Africa. There we go. And in here I'm going to say plus. We can say new line, VB new line, or you can always say environment, environments dot new line, dot new line. Okay, that's one method. Okay, now the next one, maybe we should add a space in between. Yeah, I'm going to add a space, why not? So the next one I'm going to say RT, I'll do that, RT, grab hold of that. Text, and that is going to be, that's another method. We can say plus new line, so that's going to be double line anyway. So VB new line there. So that's another method. Now I'm just going to copy this, copy, and now I'm going to add each individual component. The first component that I'm going to add would be for the wages. Paste that in here, and in here I'm just going to type in wage reference. And inside the wage reference, let's go for by value, tab, and in here I'm going to enter the name of the component, LBL wage reference dot text plus new line. So that's the first one taken care of. I'm going to now repeat the same thing for the others. So let's copy this again and change the names around. There. So the next one is going to be pay reference. And this one is going to be pay reference as well. LBL pay reference. That is done. Then the name is now called pay reference. It's called CBO. Yeah. Then here, name. And this one is going to be TXT full name. TXT full name. Very good. And after that I have the tax. So enter the tax in there. I'm actually arranging it according to my database. So this is going to be LBL tax and so forth. I guess you guys get the whole idea. So I'm going to speed that up. Then this one is going to be for the pension. And this is LBL pension. And one more, then I'll speed that up. Then I'm going to go for the student loan. Say LBL student loan. And grab all of this, copy and paste it right here. Right there, student loan. There. So I'm going to speed that up now. Okay guys, I've just speed that up for the receipt. So let me show it to you guys. I've got the student loan and so on. There we go. There. Okay, I think I'm about done with it. Now let's run it and see how that's gonna look like. Run. Okay, let's see one of the employee Rebecca. So enter wages for Rebecca in there. And there we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. We can print that out for Rebecca. And it can also be saved. Let's save that. Save. And the name is Rebecca Johnson. I'll call it Rebecca Johnson. There we go. So save that to my desktop. We can clear or open a new one. Open. And let's look for Rebecca Johnson in there. Rebecca Johnson. There we go. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful, guys. Okay, all of that is taken care of. We now need to take care of add new. The add new, that's where we'll be able to add all the data in here straight into the database. Okay, and this one, we just need to be able to change the reference. That's not difficult. We can copy that right here. So I think it's right here. That is it. Okay, if you want to change a pay reference, you can just click on that. There we go. Done. Okay, now let's take care of this. There we take care of the reset. Add new. Double click on add new. So right here inside the add new, all I want to achieve there is just to make sure I'm able to save every single data straight into the database, and that is an access database. So I'm going to say connect.open. First of all, I want you to open up, and I'm going to call command that is equals connect dot. I want you to create command, right, enter parenthesis. Now the command type, there's a command, a cmd dot command type, this very one here, and that one is going to be equals command type dot is going to be text. There we go. Right, now my command, that my cmd, that is text, so let's say cmd dot command text, that will be equals my SQL instruction that will be insert into payroll. If you guys can still remember, the name of the database is called payroll. And what am I inserting into payroll? That is going to be the following, the name of my database. So the first one is called pay reference. And just for you guys to know, I'm actually calling the names that I have on the database. Oh, let's correct this one. Okay, so this should have been command text. There, that should have been command text. Alright, so it's on the database. Let me show it to you. Right click and select design view. Those are the fields that I'm calling. If you look in here now, I can copy these wages, and I'm actually adding them accordingly. So the next one is going to be comma wage reference, then followed by employee, copy that, comma, paste that in there. The next one is full name, gender and address. So paste, then comma, we have gender, comma, we have address, comma, we have postcode. Let's check out how I have written the postcode. Bring this down. Yeah, the postcode, that's correct. Then we have the city waiting. Paste. Then we have basic salary. So I'm going to press enter and go to the next one. Press enter. We can just say basic salary here. Basic salary. Yeah. Let's do it this way. I want the city and everything to be together, so put this here. Okay. Alright, so everything about money is together here. Then the next one is going to be overtime, and so on. So I'm going to speed that up and I'll show you guys everything that I've put together. Okay, that is it all done, and that's everything that I have inside the database. Okay, I've added it there. The database is made available for free. You can download it, and that's everything there. So I'm going to close that. Now the next thing is, and I want to add every single components. Okay, and the very first one is going to be just according to how the database is, and just let's minimize it for now. So here, before I do that, I'm going to enter the values that should be displayed. Okay, let's put that in a quote, and the first would be single quote, and the very first one I'm going to say plus. Now move that up, press enter. The very first component is going to be this very one. copy that, and that is meant to be in a combo box. CBO pay reference dot text, that will be press enter plus and quote, single quote, comma, single quote, double quote, and plus. I guess you see that. So the plus is for the next one. Okay, so which means if I copy it like this, I have 23 of those in there, so I can just copy and paste and so on. So this is 5, so let's copy more, and we just, that's 10, 15, 20, then we need 3 more. Then I'll just change the names around there. Now for the last one, we now need to be careful with that. So the last one here, I'm going to enter, close the brackets and close the quote. There, that is it. Now I'm now going to call each individual component accordingly. So this one is going to be for wages, LBL wage reference. Okay, now go back in here. The next one is employer. I think that's going to be TXT employer, and then followed by first name. That's going to be TXT as well. TXT first, full name I mean. Then we have CBO gender. Then the next one is going to be TXT address. Now after address we have PO box, I think, yeah. TXT PO, no, postcode. Now after postcode, what else do we have? We have city within, TXT city within. And then that should be, the next one should be basic pay. TXT basic salary. Then followed by TXT overtime. TXT overtime. There. Like I said, I'm following everything accordingly here. So the next one is going to be the tax. So the tax should be LBL tax. Right. Then LBL pension. Okay, I guess you guys get the whole idea. I only have a couple more to take care of. And I'm just going to speed that up. So this one is going to be LBL student loan. So let's speed that up. And that's it. So that's everything in there. Every single component in here. Whatever data we enter in here is stored inside all of these fields. Alright, so now let's call the command. I'll take care of that. cmd dot execute non-query, enter parentheses. Then we also need to close our database dot close. Remember, we open it, then we close it. Now to verify that it's stored, you can just enter a message box in the message box dot show. Let's say record. Saved. Let's say saved in database. Yeah, that's fine, that'll do. And you can enter, let's say, comma, the name of the database. Let's say access connect. There. And we can enter two more arguments. Message box button. No, message box button. Buttons. Dot OK. Comma. Message box icon. And I'm just going to use dot information. Right, that's cool. And that's all there is to it. And right underneath here, we now want the error message. So I'm going to copy all of this as well. As for the error message, so that's going to be message box ex dot message. The ex will be the error message that come within the system itself from the computer system, and here I can just change this to dot error. That is the database taken care of. Now I'm going to open up the database. That is the database, and as you guys can see, there's nothing in there, so I'm going to close it. We now want to try this out to make sure it's working. The database must be closed, so run it. Run. There we go. Enter whatever in there, and there we go. And here, something like that. Click on add. There we go. And now we want to add it straight onto our database. There we go. Let's see. No message. Let me open up the database and see. Open it up. There we go. Look at that. It's working. It is working. I'm very excited for this. Yeah, that is correct. I think the name was the name Tony Montana. That's fine. It's working. Yeah, and that's how you create your own payroll management system. So that's good. Let me change this. I'm going to change that. Oh, look at that. The system kind of like froze on me. It's just pop up now. So click on OK. Okay, I'm going to change this. Click on add to database. There we go. Look at that. We now have two. So Grace Faulkner should be on the database as well. Let's refresh the database. Close this and refresh. Reopen it. There we go. That's Grace Faulkner. Right. So the database is working. Everything is working fine. All that is left for us to do now is just to take care of the resets. So exit out and the resets. I'm going to take an easy way out. Copy everything that we have in here. Copy. Double click on reset. Paste that in there. And just change it all. Equals clear. That is it. Taken care of. And repeat the same thing for the others. That's how I'm going to take care of my resets. So I'm going to speed that up. You know how to take care of the reset now. There we go, guys. The reset is taken care of. And there's one more item that we need to reset. That's RT payslip dot clear. There. And these three components, there are some standard values in there. That is 0.00. And repeat the same thing for the other two. There, paste that and paste that here. And that is it. All done. There we go. Now, save that and let's run the program again. Click on run. Okay, let's try it out. I'm going to select individual that we haven't used before. I don't think we've used Grace and Rebecca. So enter some value in there for Rebecca. There we go. Now click on that and you need to add that to the system. Very good. It's added to the database. Very good. So let's check out our database first. Double click on that and make sure Rebecca's details is there as well. There we go, that's Rebecca's details right there. Okay, you can see the wages. The basic pay is 5,744, and that's what we have in here. Now click on reset. There. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. And for your information, I do have a second channel which include a link in the description area. So watch out for more tutorial. Next one is going to be on C#, and that will be payroll management system, advanced payroll management system as well. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial, and you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.